Hey Mustangs, welcome to the Daily Update. I'm Erica Newberg.
And I'm Kevin Reynolds. Let's get to the news.
This is our final daily update of the semester, so during our show, we'll take a look back at the top stories of the semester.
Along with the top sports news of the fall of 2021, and a few holiday stories mixed in as well. But first, the nation mourns the loss of a longtime politician. That story tops today's Mustang Minute.
World War II veteran and former Republican Senate Majority Leader Bob Dole is dead at 98. The Elizabeth Dole Foundation announced that he died early Sunday morning in his sleep. In 2018, Dole received the Congressional Gold Medal for a political career that included time as a congressman, senator, and presidential candidate. As a senator, Dole played an important role in the creation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which prohibits discrimination based on disability. No funeral arrangements have been announced, but there will be ceremonies honoring Dole in both Washington and his home state of Kansas.
Chris Cuomo is fired from CNN for helping his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, craft his defense during a sexual harassment scandal. Cuomo was suspended on Wednesday after text messages he sent to one of his brother's top aides were released. He was then terminated when new information came to light, according to CNN. Cuomo issued a statement expressing his disappointment that his time at CNN has come to an end.
The parents of the teen who went on a shooting spree in Michigan last week are behind bars, along with their 15-year-old son. James and Jennifer Crumbly insist that they were not on the run. They were found on Saturday inside a Detroit art studio, apparently hiding from what they say was unwanted attention and death threats. They're charged with involuntary manslaughter and failed to appear at an arraignment last Friday. The couple is accused of purchasing the handgun for their teenage son. Ethan Crumbly is being charged as an adult. He faces multiple murder charges. All three remain in the same jail, but in separate cells. The Mesquite community honors the life and service of fallen police officer Richard Houston. Hundreds gathered for a vigil outside the Mesquite Police Department Sunday night for Houston, who was killed responding to a disturbance call Friday afternoon. Officer Houston spent more than 2 decades in the department and received 48 letters of commendation as well as 2 life-saving awards. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Officer Houston's funeral will be held Thursday at noon at Lake Point Church in Rockwall.
Finals are coming up, and that means study time. I did some research into what resources are available on campus that might help you get through finals successfully. There's just over a month before finals begin on SMU's campus these days. It means that many of the traditional study spots are quiet. It's the calm before the storm. But hundreds of students will be walking through these doors in finals week as students grapple with their finals. And so libraries that have looked like this for the past month at SMU will eventually turn into something like this. Busy tables, busy streets, and busy studying. And with it, the increased strain on work-life balance amid finals.
So kind of the way that I balance like work, school, and finals is kind of just like setting aside time for self-care. I'm huge on self-care, so I do whatever I can to make sure I always take time for myself to kind of stay sane.
There are different resources on campus to help students through these times. The ALEC Center is one of them. Another method to studying for finals is just to get away, sometimes to a secluded place in the library like this. But eventually, everybody knows they're going to have to hit the books, and the only way to get ahead sometimes is to actually get ahead.
I think about just really planning ahead and laying out everything on a schedule to see what I have so I can, put time for everything.
There's no one way to tackle finals. You just have to find a method that works for you. For more information, visit SMU.edu to check study times.
Winter is a tough season on animals, especially those without a home. Shelters take in as many as they can, but the goal is always to find a new home for the animals.
The SPCA of Texas Animal Shelter does not euthanize based on time or space. To let people know who's available for adoption, they've started posting cute videos on Instagram.
One example of us using social media is Robert, who's right here next to me. We posted Robert on Instagram not too long ago, and he got a ton of attention, but he's still here waiting for a home. But he's such a sweetheart. I know he's going to find a great home soon.
And he did. That same day, a family came in to pick Robert up.
I really didn't want to look for another dog, but I came home and that emptiness was there. So I saw Robert, and Robert has been here pretty long, and we just think that he needs to, have a home because he deserves a home.
If you had your heart set on Robert, don't worry. There are plenty of other dogs, cats, and even the occasional horse at the SPCA.
We love to see people who are just open to adopting maybe something that isn't perfect. I like to tell people that, I'm not perfect, none of us are perfect. So we kind of treat our animals the same way. They're all individuals and they all have their own little quirks. So when people walk in looking for, the perfect thing, we look for what's perfect for their family and how that would work best for their family, for the dog and the cat, and in the long run, make a happy home.
If you can't adopt, that's okay. You can still volunteer, foster, or just donate money.
One thing's true about all these animals. They're looking for a place to call home. If you're interested in any of them, check out SPCA's website at www.spca.org.
And remember, adopt, don't shop. For SMU-TV, I'm Shelby Geist.
The SPCA is open for adoption from 12 to 6 every day of the week. Some pets might need online appointments before you can meet them, so be sure to check the website if you have anyone specific in mind.
And that's your Mustang Minute.
We got like 24 guys on the team from all over the place, so it's really fun to get together, play with a bunch of guys you wouldn't get to meet before.
Favorite memory was probably his first game, getting out and skating with a new group of guys and beating up on Texas Tech. That was pretty fun.
We play games about twice every weekend, and we play teams like UNC, Texas Tech, and sometimes Texas A&M.
For more information, visit facebook.com/SMU-Hockey.
Hey Mustangs, with it being our daily update of the semester, Melia and I will review some of the top stories that defined this semester on the Hilltop.
Let's get to our semester wrap-up. 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty of all charges in the Kenosha shooting in August of 2020. Rittenhouse shot 2 men and injured a third during a protest for the police shooting Jacob Blake. Rittenhouse claimed he acted only in self-defense. The victims of the shooting are 36-year-old Joseph Rosenbaum, who died, 26-year-old Anthony Huber, who also died, and 27-year-old Gage Grosskurtz, who was the sole survivor. Rittenhouse was facing 5 charges, including first-degree intentional homicide, which would lead to a lifelong prison sentence. After hearing the verdict, many protesters took to the streets opposing the decision and advocating justice for the victims.
A new strain of COVID-19 is making its way across the U.S. At least 29 cases of the Omicron variant have been confirmed across 11 states, but none yet in Texas. The variant, first identified in South Africa, is said to have a combination of mutations that allow it to spread more quickly than other variants. It is unknown if current coronavirus vaccines are still viable against Omicron, but Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson have all said that they're prepared to alter their vaccines to target the new variant if needed.
A Houston music festival went wrong when a stampede broke out, killing 10 people and injuring others. The concert reportedly continued for 40 minutes, even after there were reports of people getting injured. The crowd surge began just as rapper Travis Scott started his set. The event was officially called a mass casualty event, according to a Houston fire chief. Scott spoke out on Twitter saying he was absolutely devastated by what took place.
Thanksgiving travel for some was interrupted by widespread cancellation of Southwest airline flights. The airline reported that the cancellations were because of disruptive weather, but no other airline reported issues at the time. Some thought that the cancellations were instead due to Southwest's vaccination mandate for its employees, but the company's pilots union said that the cancellations were not a result of any protest.
The disappearance of 22-year-old Gabby Petito and her fiancé Brian Laundrie ended with both of them dead. The couple had been embarking on a cross-country trip together when Petito's family reported her missing in September. After a long search, Petito's remains were found in the Bridger-Teton National Forest, with the cause of death being strangulation. The search continued for Brian Laundrie, who returned home to Florida and did not talk to authorities. After investigating Laundrie's parents and others' search, the FBI confirmed that they had found remains of Brian Laundrie as well.
The Los Angeles and Long Beach ports were at a standstill while cargo ships were waiting to offload supplies. Goldman Sachs estimated that there was $24 billion worth of goods waiting to be offloaded from those ships. They also predict that the shipping backups will persist until the middle of the year. The backup is also connected to the shortage of truck drivers who move the containers away from the port. Consumer prices continue to increase due to this backup.
A cinematographer for the movie Rust was killed when actor Alec Baldwin was practicing with a prop gun during rehearsals. The assistant director of the film, who handed Baldwin the gun, said he didn't check all the rounds loaded. Baldwin spoke out, saying that the cinematographer was his friend, and this is not the first time something like this has happened on a movie set. The lead armorer on the set was reported to have mishandled weapons on a previous film project.
New improvements are coming to the SMU swim and dive team's facilities. With a $2.5 million gift from the Hickman family, the Robson and Lindley Aquatic Center will be getting a new Olympic outdoor pool. With the new outdoor pool, SMU will become the only university in the country to have both indoor and outdoor Olympic pools housed in one facility. The $11 million project will also include an instructional pool used for lessons and therapy, as well as a new locker room facility. These new additions will help SMU attract both local and national swimming and water polo events to campus.
U.S. troops were pulled out of Afghanistan in late August. The decision comes after Americans had been in the area for nearly 20 years. In the final week of the withdrawal, members of the group ISIS-K killed 13 service members and dozens of Afghans outside an airport in Kabul. Shortly after troops departed, the Taliban regained power in the country, which prompted thousands of Afghans to try and flee. Biden defended his decision to withdraw troops, saying that there was never going to be a good time to remove U.S. forces.
A Texas federal judge struck down an order banning mask mandates in school. Many people took to the streets to protest this ban. The judge said that the order was in conflict with federal law. They said that the ban would subject students with disabilities to unlawful discrimination. Among Texas students, there were more than 211,000 that tested positive for COVID since August.
And that's a look at the top 10 stories of the semester. I'm Melia Masumoto.
And I'm Will Daughton with your semester wrap-up.
There are so many kitties that are just discarded, so it's a good place that takes care of kitties that people discard.
Dog and Kitty City is a shelter. I'm a big dog lover, an animal lover in general. It's just a place for me to get involved and help some animals out finding homes.
We only have a staff of 7, and we can't socialize every animal that we want to. So the volunteers are very important to us.
The Humane Society of Dallas County has operated the no-kill shelter, Dog and Kitty City, for over 40 years. For more information, visit their website, dogandkittycity.org.
Hey Mustangs, I'm Drishti Sachdeva here with your 5-day forecast. Monday is sunny with highs in the upper 50s and lows in the upper 30s. Don't blow away, Mustangs. A wind advisory and an airport weather warning have been issued for Dallas County on Monday. The winds will slow down on Tuesday. Tuesday will be sunny with highs in the low 60s and lows in the low 40s. Wednesday will be warm with a few clouds in the sky. We'll see a high in the upper 60s and lows in the upper 50s. Thursday gets even warmer with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the upper 60s. Finally, on Friday, we'll see highs in the lower 80s and lows in the mid 50s. That's your 5-day weather forecast for SMU-TV. I'm Drishti Sachdeva. Now let's turn it over to Kevin Reynolds for a final look at what made sports news this semester.
SMU Athletics is undergoing structural change this semester, starting with conference realignment and ending with a coaching search. In September, SMU was left out of the Big 12 expansion. 3 other AAC teams were included: Cincinnati, Houston, and Central Florida. That set off a series of events that had SMU head football coach Sonny Dykes on his way out the door. Dykes wanted to be in a Power 5 conference, an opportunity SMU could not provide. Dykes spent the last month of the season interviewing for Power 5 jobs. It created a contentious last month on the Hilltop as SMU lost 4 of its last 5 games to end the season, dealing with that distraction. Dykes ultimately left for TCU last week. Here's a reaction of what everybody had to say.
I would say traitor.
Snake. Traitor.
I feel betrayed.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, I'd say he's...
The one word I would use to describe Sonny Dykes, I guess, would be a traitor.
I can't think of a word.
Traitor.
I would describe him as a traitor. I would describe Sonny Dykes as a traitor.
That's your sports roundup. I'm Kevin Reynolds.
eQuest provides equine-assisted activities for individuals with all types of disabilities, and we also have a large veterans program. And we work with the horse as our partner to help individuals with physical and cognitive challenges to meet life goals.
I love being able to work with the horses and also help improve the independence and teach riders how to overcome any struggles or difficulties that they're having. And favorite thing about my job is honestly everything.
It's very special that, it's a thing that not a lot of people get to experience.
For more information, call eQuest at 972-412-1099 or visit equest.org.
It is almost December, and we are right on track for a good holiday season, literally. SMU-TV's Macy Mullins brings you an inside look at the trains at North Park.
All aboard! The Trains at North Park is back for another holiday season. The trains are a Dallas holiday tradition and have been running for 34 years, benefiting the Ronald McDonald House of Dallas. The exhibit includes 1,600 feet of track rolling from coast to coast on a whimsical rail journey across America. These trains travel from the autumn foliage of New England to San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, with stops along the way to see New York City, Washington, D.C., and the beautiful city of Dallas. Since 1987, the Trains at North Park has raised more than $13 million and helped more than 40,000 families through the Ronald McDonald House.
So the Ronald McDonald House exists to give people who have to travel to Dallas for medical treatment for a child a place to stay for free.
The beloved holiday experience welcomes more than 70,000 visitors each year. Volunteers are always needed to sell tickets, meet and greet visitors, monitor the exhibit, and sell raffle tickets. And the best part?
Just watching the children's faces light up and knowing that it's going for a good cause.
The trains are open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 12 to 6. For more information, visit northparkcenter.com/events.
If you would like to make a donation to the Ronald McDonald House of Dallas, go to rmhdallas.org to learn more about giving back to this organization.
With SMU-TV, I'm Macy Mullins.
Head over to North Park to check out the display. The New York City Macy's Day Parade is not the only parade bringing the holiday spirit. Dallas has some of the festivities of its own. SMU-TV's Melia Masumoto has more on that story.
The Dallas Holiday Parade is back, and so is the Christmas spirit. The tradition started back in 1987 to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Adolphus and Children's Medical Center Dallas. The parade features giant holiday balloons, bands, dance performances, and even Santa himself. It is Dallas's largest one-day outdoor event and has become a holiday classic for many families.
Oh, it was wonderful, and we actually do, we spend the night at the Adolphus, and so we do the evening before and just all the festivities and treats, and coming to the parade is amazing. That's just a tradition that we started 4 years ago, and so we did miss it last year, so it's so nice to keep it.
The parade was back in person this year after being live streamed with no guests last year.
So last year was my first year in the band, we didn't get to do it. So we were all looking forward to this.
There was excitement along the Dallas streets as the parade walkers were getting ready to go.
At the very beginning, when we're kind of waiting to get in line, everyone's all around and it's kind of an excitement and anticipation.
The parade route goes along Commerce Street for a mile from Houston Street to Harwood. Band performer Nick McRae said finishing the parade was the best part, as they were all tired from performing.
We got here and we just all laid down, it was so nice.
The parade partnered with the North Texas Food Bank this year and had stops along the parade to collect food donations. The parade also had holiday activities and a lot of photo opportunities in the Main Street Garden. All the parade fans were excited to be back for this festive holiday tradition.
I think just the community of people gathering together and all the Christmas spirit that it kind of launches into the season.
For SMU-TV, I'm Melia Masumoto.
If you want to volunteer or be in the parade next year yourself, you can check out DallasHolidayParade.com for more information. And remember, get there early if you want a good seat.
Christmas time is here, and so are all of its traditions.
We went to Dallas Hall Lawn to see what some students have as their favorite Christmas traditions.
My family goes to Arkansas and we get all together, and there's about 15 people, and there's this big tree in the middle of my grandparents' house, and we all take turns opening presents.
So I have a really big family, and what we do is we don't really celebrate on the morning, the day. It's all lead up on Christmas Eve, and all the kids count down to midnight, and we distribute the gifts, the big kids do, and we all open them at midnight. We all kiss and hug each other.
All my family on my dad's side gets together on Christmas Eve, and we have a big potluck, and we don't eat till midnight, so we starve all day. And then we have way too much food, and we eat from midnight to 1 in the morning.
Putting up all the lights around my house. My mom loves putting a whole bunch of lights on the house. It's a light show inside. And then on Christmas Day, making tamales and eating up. My dad will make brisket too.
Well, that's all we have for you, Mustangs.
Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SMU-television and follow us on Twitter at SMU-TV. If you have any story ideas, shoot us an email, smutv@smu.edu. Thanks for watching this final edition of the Daily Update for 2021.
For all of our SMU December grads, Kevin, we wish you all the best in the next chapter of your life. We'll see you back here next year.
So until then, have a great holiday, Mustangs, and pony up.
We'll see you next year.
SMU-TV and the Division of Journalism want to thank our underwriters, North Park Center in Dallas, Javier's Gourmet Mexicano on Cole Avenue, and Advance ER off West Lovers Lane. We appreciate your support of student media.